Water is life. And in New Mexico, water is community. But both water and community are under serious threats.
Houses grow much faster than alfalfa ever have been able to grow.
I've never seen it this dry, and I've been growing food here for the last 62 years.
The acequia needs a community to take care of it, and the acequia takes care of the community, and that balance has been thrown off.
They're out there and they're making laws and they're telling people this is how it should be.
And people will, 50 years from now, regret what was lost and the opportunity that wasn't taken to really develop that agricultural potential.
Water, or the lack of it, is what drives development or movement in any human settlement. In New Mexico, there are only 6 moderately dependable rivers. Acequias are ancient hand-dug gravity-fed channels that bring this water to farmland. They are the vascular system of much of the state's agriculture. This irrigation infrastructure dates back to pre-colonial times when the Pueblo people and the Navajo dug and maintained these ditches. The Spaniards brought with them a body of written formal water law. These laws helped to create a unique legal culture related to the use of water. Both Native Americans and Spanish valued community involvement in the waterways. Acequias require regular and continuous maintenance. That means a hands-on approach in which communities must work together to sustain the irrigation channels.
My name is Derek Lente. I'm a farmer and a rancher. I also serve in the House of Representatives for the state of New Mexico. To be a farmer in this valley is unlike any other place in the world. It takes an experience, a keen eye, and a keen sense of how to do things, when to do things, in what ways to do things, in a way to make it sustainable. The Pueblo people in this area, my Pueblo people, my ancestors have been farming this land for centuries and centuries. And I take great pride knowing that the ditch that I use is named the Sandia Acequia because it was the original ditch that had been here for, again, centuries. It's work. For me, I grew up this way, and I can see now how there are parcels of lands up and down this valley that once belonged to grandma and grandpa. The parents don't want it. Grandchildren may want it. Grandchildren inherit that, and just the same way is that no one wants to work hard. Why should they want to when they have this 100-acre piece of property with water rights associated to it that they could become a millionaire overnight? So why would they even want to farm?
The nearby metro area of Albuquerque is growing rapidly. One of the most controversial proposed mega-developments is called Santa Lina. Santa Lina's 38,000 homes would consume more than 14,000 acre-feet of water per year. That is the equivalent of 1.5 times the annual water usage for Santa Fe. According to Virginia Neocheca, director of the local Center for Social Sustainable Systems, the development would come at the expense of precious water use for farmers and irrigators. A study released by researchers at Columbia University's Earth Institute points to 2050 as a time when drought in the Southwest will begin to worsen dramatically, right when Santa Lina planners predict that development will reach full capacity. In 2018, the snowpack in the upper Colorado River Basin, which supplies the vast majority of water for what is the Southwest's most important river system, sat at 69% of median.
Whether you call it climate change or extreme weather patterns, there is no question that we're going through times of drought and then flood, and those are really not easy on Mother Earth. We're seeing a lot of erosion issues on acequias. We're seeing water shortages. Right now, we are in the driest winter on record, I believe, since 1888, and that means we have very little snowpack, and that's a very insecure future for this coming season for acequias.
Climate change is one of the many issues Serafina addresses daily when connecting with farming communities or farmer trainees. Los Sembradores is a farmer training program that's in its second year under the guidance of the New Mexico Acequia Association.
It was really handed to us from our friends at the American Friends Service Committee. So they had developed a model that some of our staff and some of our youth had participated in for farmer training, and its mentor was Don Bustos. AFSC's model is to hand off a program to the community. The farmer training program kind of embodies our entire mission at the NMAA, which is to protect our water, our acequias, grow food for our families and community, and protect our cultural heritage.
The program was really good. We built, hoop houses, we built cold storages, we planted thousands of plants. We did, start systems, we made wines, we made oils, we made tinctures, and we collaborated with our local community and our local people. And I think it's a start of a new infrastructure designed by the people for the people to accommodate the people. And it's an infrastructure that should have been in place long ago. But, for some reason we kind of went backwards.
Although the New Mexico Acequia Association is enthusiastic about farmer training programs, there's reason for concern according to the USDA Census of Agriculture. Between 1997 and 2012, New Mexico gained 10,000 farms, but the size of those farms has been reduced by half. Although the number of these small farms has increased, the number of irrigated acres has dropped by 200,000 acres in the past 20 years.
I'm Eva Archwager, and I am the mayordomo of the Acequia de la Agua Caliente in San Jose, New Mexico, in San Miguel County. It's the mayordomo who is the one who's really responsible for the flow and delivery of water along the acequia to all the landowners. One of the things that's happened over time is that the number of landowners and people involved with the acequia community has declined pretty sharply. When this ditch was last recounted, all the numbers of the people with land in the 19th century, there were over 100 different families that had separate plots that were working on the land out here. We now have a total of 15 landowners, and of those only 3 people actually living along the land. So the number of people who are involved with this very large job of maintaining the acequia, keeping the water flowing, has declined dramatically. Now almost all the people are over 60 years old, of an older generation, and the younger people, the children and the grandchildren, have often moved elsewhere and are not here to participate, to learn about how to run the acequia, and also to farm the land. And that's unfortunately a continuing trend in many areas that is making it more and more challenging to keep the acequias running.
Right now we are in the Santa Cruz area on Don Bustos Santa Cruz Farms. And we're cleaning the acequia ditches. Which means we're gathering all the leaves that catch at the bottom of the end of the water season, and we clean them out. I feel compelled to run the acequias and to work in the acequias because, like how they say, our motto, el agua es la vida, which means water is life. I just want to make sure our water is more protected and while more used by cleaning them and using them on the land.
Don Bustos has worked on his 3.5-acre organic farm in Santa Cruz for most of his life. Bustos recently retired from the board of the American Friends Service Committee, but still dedicates a portion of his time to training young farmers.
I'm really proud that the Acequia Association has taken over the training program. I see my role and the role for the program that we're starting to develop is to be more linking the folks that are wanting to learn how to farm or learning how to farm, and link them with people that have the land in a appropriate manner that honors the culture and the traditions of northern New Mexico. The young men and women learning it's in their veins, the water's flowing in their veins like blood. That's what we're doing it for, is to ensure that everybody can do what they want to do in the future.
I grew up digging the acequias and ditches, and I stumbled upon a paper where it said that it's a training program for farmers, because I do have land and, you know, family land in Chimayo, so it pushed me back home and I can work on the land now. And, you know, I figure I'm kind of, you know, it's not like stuck, but it's like I'm connected with the land. You know what I mean? It's like for some reason I can't leave, or I don't want to leave.
We're not trying to get rich, but we need enough to pay our bills, to pay the taxes on the county, to pay the trash bill, and participate in our local government. That's why the acequias is so important. It allows us to continue that participation that values tradition and culture into the future.
Sometimes you gotta plant a tree, knowing you'll never see that shade.
I found out that farming is my passion by coming to Dan's farm. I planted a couple seeds of carrots, and then a couple months later you just go and pull a huge carrot. That's kind of amazing. That's what it makes me feel like there's magic, and not just magic for the plant, it's kind of related to your own personal life. So it makes me a better human, to understand others people, to understand the world, to realize that we need to take care of earth and stuff like that. Everything I learned, all of that here. I do it because I love it, so that's why I do it. Yeah, so I think I will still be connected with farming after 20 years from now.
Estamos muy orgullosos y vamos a tener un día muy bonito. We're here to have a beautiful day. We're very excited, proud, acequia proud today. Que viva la acequia!
Acequia Day is an annual celebration hosted by the New Mexico Acequia Association. The event is held in Santa Fe, where farmers from all over the state gather to make their presence known at the state capitol building.
¡Viva las acequias! ¡Viva!
El agua es vida.
El agua es vida. El agua es la vida. El agua es la vida. El agua es...
Due to threats like climate change, development, and a changing economy, acequias and their communities might not flow from the past into the future. But there is hope in the hands and the hearts of the people.
The way we're going to protect our water is by using the water as much as we can. It's about growing our food to feed our kids. It's about growing food to feed our grandkids. We're not going to let anybody come in here and tell us how to use our water.
You just got to keep moving forward. That's all you can do. And this is not for us. You know, this is for the future. You know, my kids, their kids, my great-grandkids, you know, we're fighting for them, not for us, you know.
Acequias are here. We are alive and well. We are not a thing of the past.
I hope I can set up my whole farm one of these days and see what happens. But definitely I will.
High fives all around. Bam.
Nicely done.
Bam, high five.